Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk on importance of stupidity in science. Yes, you heard well. Importance of stupidity in science. I'm Milena Čukić, biomedical engineer of electronics and neuroscientist. I was thinking about one episode in my life when I first visited one of the best laboratories in Europe dealing with electromagnetic stimulation of the brain, led by famous Professor Carlo Miniusi. I was surprised to see that in the central panel for members of lab was one paper which doesn't have direct connection to transcranial magnetic stimulation, and this is this. The Importance of Stupidity in Scientific Research by Professor Martin Schwartz. And I couldn't wait to read what it is about. And it struck me that this is a very important topic in science. Professor Schwartz is actually a big name in life sciences, in microbiology, and he is writing about one episode in his own life. He had a friend and colleague during his PhD studies, but she simply disappeared and actually resurfaced 10 years later when he met her. And when they started to talk, he wanted to know what was the reason that she left life sciences entirely, because she was one of the brightest persons in that generation he knew. And she said that she simply cannot stand feeling stupid every single day. So she turned to another career and became a famous lawyer, when lawyers don't feel stupid all the time, that's for sure. So he was under that impression for days until it struck him why it is so. Because he said, I feel stupid every day too, but I just become accustomed to it. It is natural when you're starting to grasp the problem, when you try to solve something. Very often you feel stupid because this is something you have to grasp, you have to crack that, you have to find out what it is about. And then he got to the realization that this is possibly due to a completely different approach that we have in education. For example, when you're a student of secondary school, you learn material that your teachers are giving you, and your job is to learn something that people before you well described, discovered, explained, etc., etc. So your job is to learn that material and to know all the answers on the end. If you know all the answers, you have high score, and usually you feel smart. But when you grasp to your PhD studies, this is something completely different. When you start doing research in reality, this is completely different cognitive thing, because you are trying to solve the problem that nobody before you did. And Schwartz also recollected in the beginning of his PhD career, he's working basically in laboratory, in institute when many Nobel laureates were working, and he tried to find more experienced colleagues and even famous ones to ask them how they would approach his problem, etc., etc. And one day he approached a colleague who actually got Nobel, and he said, I simply don't know. And he said, if he doesn't know, nobody does. And then he realized that it is his problem and he's going to solve it. He has to do everything he can to decipher what is the real problem, how to approach it, what methods would work, etc., etc., etc. Meaning that in the process, majority of the time, you will feel incompetent, stupid, and this is not a pleasant place to be. So I guess many people are not dealing with science just because of that reason, because you have to embrace that state when you feel helpless and stupid. And there is also another dimension that many researchers start to talk about, that kind of humility in science, because you have to realize and you have to admit in the beginning that you simply don't know. But this is the main reason why we are doing science, because we are interested in solving something, understanding something, etc. For that, first thing is to realize that you don't know. So I would like to hear what you're thinking about that, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.